Welcome back. It's great to see you. So what we're going to look at here is part 1 of our speaking exam. Remember now, the total speaking part of the exam is about 15 minutes. It's not a very long time. It can be nerve-wracking, yes. This is where you've got to actually speak and use your English, but try not to get nervous. What you can do with this section is think of sort of everyday questions. I've got a few examples here. We'll go through some of them. Just everyday questions and prepare a little bit. If I'm asked this, how would I answer it? And just have some ideas in your head of what you can talk about. Now, ideally, when you answer these questions, don't make it too short, okay? There's a speaking exam, you need to speak. You need to impress. Use some of your vocabulary that you know. If you have any phrasal verbs or phrasal prepositions that are your favorites, I don't expect you to remember them all, but choose some that you really like and try and build them into your answer. If you know an idiom or two that you really like, try and impress by using that as well, if it's appropriate to the question. Okay, what you also need to do here is try and give an answer. I always say that's about 2 or 3 sentences long. You don't want to speak too short, okay? Try to say enough so that you can get in a good couple of maybe one complex sentence, one sort of light, airy answer, and be able to use some different vocabulary. Include some adjectives, right, when you're describing a place. And if you can use some adverbs as well, that would be awesome. Let's have a look at the first question, and I'll use it as an example to show you what I mean. Okay, so where are you from? Right, so I'm going to use my own situation because it's always easier to use a real life situation than trying to create something. So I'm from South Africa. I was born here and have lived here all my life. Okay, so if I'm asked this question, where are you from? Okay, let's try and make it more interesting. I don't want to just say, I'm from South Africa. That's interesting on its own. Yes, people want to know more about it. Okay, so I could answer, I am from the beautiful country of South Africa. Okay, so I could say, I am from a small town in South Africa. The town is located on the coast of South Africa. So I'm about 200 meters away from the ocean. So you can hear already in my answer that I'm giving more information, using more vocabulary, extending my sentences, better grammar. So there's a lot of ways we can answer this question that can really make it a lot more spicy and a lot more interesting. So let's try it another time. Okay, the examiner says to me, where are you from? So I can reply, I am from an incredibly beautiful country, South Africa. It's a very popular tourist destination, and I live in a small town on the coast of South Africa, right by the Indian Ocean. So you can see how we can build on our sentence. Start with a plan for what you want to say, and then expand on it. Describe the place more. You want to make it still a natural response, but make it interesting. Impress with your vocabulary and grammar. Let's have a look at another question. What would your ideal job be? This is a nice question because it's a bit more challenging. Okay, so we have to think about what we would like in the future. What were our dreams, perhaps? What are our dreams? Are we still going to achieve them? If I was asked, what would your ideal job be? I can remember when I was very young, I wanted to be an air hostess. I had dreamed of traveling all over the world on a plane as part of my job and seeing all these fascinating, beautiful tourist destinations that people go to. So perhaps I could continue within that and say, maybe in the future I will become a freelancer. That would be nice. Yes, I could travel all over the world. I could stay in different places and work on the internet all the time. More and more people are doing remote working these days. Start with an answer and then build on it. Okay? See where you can add in more descriptive words. See where you can impress. Your first answer is not going to be your final answer now while you're preparing. You have time now in your preparation to do the best that you can. And give yourself, it doesn't matter, 3, 4, 5 attempts at the sentence until you're happy with what you want to answer. And then practice it a bit. You don't want to sound like a robot when you answer, but practice a bit with your answers so that you get used to describing places you're talking about, using your emotions and your feelings when you think about what was your favorite childhood memory, or what would your dream house look like. Yeah. Be more creative. Again, use your thoughts, express your opinions, and use idioms and phrasal prepositions if you can. In one of my answers, you'll see I managed to put in past perfect. Okay? That's what we want to focus on with our grammar side of our speaking. More complex sentences. And so to finish up with this section, what we need to take away here is 2 or 3 sentences in your answer. Don't make it too short. Okay? Be descriptive. Try use different types of grammar in your speaking so that you can impress. And build on your sentences in your preparation time now before the exam. Start with one line, add adjectives, add adverbs, add an idiom, so that it can be a much better, more thought-provoking answer that you give.